You are allowed to say no to a smart meter. That is not this channel's opinion. It is on the energy regulator's own website. In plain words, you can choose not to accept an offer to have a smart meter fitted. So if the letters from your supplier have started sounding like the decision has already been made for you, they are ahead of what the rules actually say. But, and this is the part the angry videos on this subject never tell you, there are two situations where saying no will genuinely cost you money. And for one group of households, sticking with the old meter is quietly becoming a real problem. Both of those are coming up, and the second one has a date attached to it. 6 months ago, this channel looked at why millions of smart meters stopped working properly, and that video reached more people than anything else we have made. The comments underneath it kept asking the same question in different ways. Fine. So, can I refuse one? This video is the answer. What the rules say, what the letters from your supplier are actually doing, what refusing costs, and when refusing is the wrong call. Checked against the regulator, Ofgem, this week. Sources below. If that earlier video is how you found this channel, subscribing is how you catch what comes next. This is a weekly series on the rules behind your bills. Number 1. What the rules actually say. 3 sentences from the regulator's own guidance. Near enough word for word. You can choose not to accept an offer to have a smart meter fitted. You can request one later without being charged, and you will not be charged separately for the meter or the display. The costs sit inside everyone's energy bills, which incidentally means you are already paying your share of the rollout, whether you take a meter or not. Sit with that last point, because it changes the emotional argument. Refusing a smart meter is not opting out of the cost. The cost is socialized. Refusing only opts you out of the equipment. So why do the letters keep coming? Because suppliers are under a government mandate. Every supplier must aim to install smart meters across their customer base, and the regulator tracks their progress. The letter writer is not worried about your boiler. They are working through a target. That is not sinister, but it is worth understanding, because it explains the tone. The urgency in those letters belongs to the supplier's deadline, not to your kitchen. And it also explains the part that genuinely annoys people. The appointments booked for you before you asked. You can cancel those. Declining an appointment is not a breach of anything. Number 2, the nuance the rules do contain, and whether you can always refuse videos oversell it. There is one situation where your choice narrows. When your existing meter needs replacing anyway, it is old, faulty, or at the end of its certified life, or when a meter is being installed for the first time. The rules flip. The supplier must fit a smart meter unless there is a good reason not to. Notice what that means in practice. You can decline the offer today, and next year, and the year after. But the day your old meter fails its checks, the replacement that goes on the wall will almost certainly be a smart one, because traditional meters are simply not what suppliers install anymore. What you keep is time, not permanence. For some people, time is exactly what they want. Wait for the technology to mature, let other people find the faults. That is a coherent position. Just hold it knowing where it ends. One practical note inside this. Some households ask whether a smart meter can be run without sending readings, effectively working like a dumb meter. In practice, meters can operate that way, and some do. That is a description of how things commonly work, not a right written in the rules. So if it matters to you, get your supplier's position in writing before the installation, not after. Keep that phrase in mind, in writing, because it comes back in the last section. Number 3, the first situation where refusing costs you, tariffs. The regulator's page says it directly. Choosing not to have a smart meter might mean you have a limited choice of energy tariffs, and some smart tariffs could be cheaper. Translate that out of regulator language. The cheapest deals on the market are increasingly built to require a smart meter. Time of use tariffs, tracker tariffs, deals with cheap overnight windows. Without the meter, those doors are closed and you shop from the shorter shelf. How much that costs depends entirely on how you use energy. And for a low-usage household, it may genuinely be very little, but it is not nothing. It grows each year as more tariffs go smart only, and any honest video on this subject has to say so. Refusing is a right. It is not free. There is a flip side worth the same honesty. A smart meter is not automatically a saving either. The display shows your usage in pounds and pence, and the earlier video on this channel made the point that most people glance at it for a week and then let it gather dust. The savings live in the cheaper tariffs and in what you change, not in the box itself. So the fair way to frame the choice, the meter is a key. Whether the key is worth having depends on whether any of the doors it opens, the overnight rates, the trackers, match how your household actually lives. And number 4, the most important section of this video, the households for whom this is not a debate anymore. Anyone with an RTS meter. This is the one with the date attached. RTS stands for Radio Teleswitch, an older system where a radio signal carried on the BBC's long-wave transmission tells your electricity meter when to switch between peak and off-peak rates, and in many homes also switches the heating and hot water. If you have Economy 7 or Economy 10, storage heaters that charge overnight, or hot water that heats itself in the small hours without you touching anything, you may be in this group. Here is the situation. The radio service those meters depend on has been shutting down, in phases, since the end of June 2025. When the signal serving a meter goes, that meter can lose the thing that made it work, the automatic switching. Heating that no longer knows when to come on, hot water on the wrong schedule, off-peak charging that stops lining up with off-peak prices. If that is your house, the calculation is completely different from everything that earlier in this video, and pride is expensive. For RTS households, the replacement is not really about smart versus traditional at all. It is about keeping your heating automation working. Suppliers have been contacting affected customers to prioritize them. If you think you're in this group and nobody has contacted you, do not wait. Ring your supplier and ask 2 questions. Is my meter RTS? And when is the signal in my area scheduled to end? This is the group this section exists for. And if you know someone with storage heaters and a 50-year-old off-peak setup, your parents, a neighbor, this is the part of the video to send them. Honestly, of everyone watching, does your heating rely on a switch you have never had to think about? That is exactly who should check. Number 5, living with the choice, whichever way you make it. If you take a smart meter, the installer must follow a code of practice, show you how the equipment works, offer the display that shows usage in pounds and pence, and leave you with energy efficiency guidance. That is a minimum standard, so hold them to it. 2 things to do before the installer leaves while they are still in your kitchen. First, ask them to confirm the meter has connected and is sending readings. Connection problems are far easier to raise on the day than 3 bills later. Second, if you live somewhere with patchy coverage, know that the regulator itself lists communications coverage among the reasons a supplier may not be able to offer you a working smart connection yet. In which case the honest answer may be that your home is not ready for one, whatever the letters say. Asking that question first can save the whole appointment. If the meter later loses its connection, and as this channel's earlier video showed, by official figures millions have, you fall back to giving manual readings, which is inconvenient but not dangerous, and worth knowing in advance so it does not feel like a failure you caused. If you decline, say it once in writing. An email to your supplier stating that you are declining smart meter installation and asking them to record the preference. Suppliers keep contacting customers over time, and a recorded preference at least anchors your position. If the letters turn into pressure you think crosses a line, repeated booked appointments you never asked for, or wording that implies you have no choice, complain to the supplier first, and if it is not resolved within 8 weeks, the Energy Ombudsman exists for exactly that. Neither path, accepting or declining, is wrong. What was wrong was how few people were ever told there was a choice and what it costs. So, the loop from the top, closed. You can say no. The regulator says so in as many words. Saying no keeps letters coming, narrows your tariff shelf a little more each year, and lasts only until your old meter needs replacing anyway. And if your home runs on a Radio Teleswitch setup, saying no is the one answer with a genuine cost to your comfort attached. That is the situation with the date on it and the phone call to make this week. Next week, something lighter but worth real money. The full list of what people over 60 in Britain can get free or discounted, from prescriptions to travel to the payment that lands automatically each winter. 12 items, several worth hundreds of pounds, and it is rare to meet anyone claiming all of them. Bring your own list, and bring one for your neighbour.